जैन साहब।
जय हिंद साहब.
जय हिंद सर.
जय हिंद.
आप कार्ड नंबर साहब.
Card number Dubey साहब, you take 11.
थैंक यू सर.
Vivek, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next will be Subodh and then will be Dubey साहब. So Dubey साहब, keep time.
यस साहब.
Sir, can I start?
यस सर, यू मे स्टार्ट.
Yes, sir. Good morning, and all dear my friends present here. Today, my topic is the related to the environment purpose, and also important for the as the point of view my competitive examination. So, I am talking about the mangroves. Now, first of all, um, what are the mangroves? Mangrove are the specialized type of trees that are having capacity to growing near the coastlines. The characteristics of the mangroves are they are the evergreen plants growing on the shelter shores, especially in the tidal areas, deltas, and the Bay of Bengal and the coral islands. They require high solar radiation, which is their special characteristics, and have ability to absorb the fresh water from the saline water, which is the which is a seawater, and produce a pneumatophores, which can we call the blind roots, to overcome the respiration problems under the anaerobic condition, which is in the saline water. This type of plants exhibit the viviparous, that is the mode of reproduction in which the seed germinate on the tree before the falling on the ground. This is the adaptive mechanism to overcome germination problems in a saline water. Now the root types of these plants is prop roots, blind roots, and steel roots are the developing an adaptive root system of the particular crops or the plants. Now the current scenario of the mangroves in India, there are the 3% of the mangroves found in the Indian of the total of the world mangroves forest. Now the famous mangroves in India. First one is the Sundarban, which is located in the West Bengal. Second one is the Gujarat, and third is the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Fourth one is the Bhitarkanika, which is located in the Odisha. Now the importance of the mangroves, because the mangrove provides habitat to the various ocean species. That's why they have the special importance in our environment. And second one is a provide a protection to the coastline ecosystem from the unfavorable climatic conditions, and have a prosperous biodiversity in the mangroves. Uh, and also they also reduces the soil erosion by the trapping sludge of the rivers, restore the nutritional substances in water by natural means, and also providing the wood for the burning medicinal uses of the plants, and provide eatable material to the local communities which lives near the coastlines. Uh, the government of India have applied the conservation
लास्ट
programs
30
for
सेकंड.
the first one is the Mangroves Conservation Programs in 1987, for Forest Conservation as in 1980, Environment Protection Act 1986, in which it declares the coastline regulation zones in which industrials and other activities like discharge of untreated water, wastewater influence, dumping of waste are restricted uh, in order to protect the coastline environment.
टाइम अप.
Also the mangroves. Now National Forest Policy in 1988 and 2006, it lists as the effective conservation and the management of natural forest ecosystem, including the mangroves forest. Now moving to the conclusion. The conclusion of my topic is the mangrove is a very important source as the point of environment, as it protects us the various adversible climatic condition. So we have to conserve it, and we think of that mangroves. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Different topic from Vivek's own academics. Very important from the ecological balance because mangroves generally found in areas of coastal, and there are many species, I think 100 plus species, and which have their own way of survival, low oxygen, high saline levels. So they develop their own pattern of growth. Probably they are bringing a lot of ecological balance, but deforestation is a major concern, and probably environmental uh, activists, they are fighting for it. We need to maintain the density the growth rate of these mangroves. I think environment point of view, it is critical. We should not be disturbing the balance of this mangroves all over world, not only in India, all over world. Okay, good, Vivek. Subodh, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vivek, keep time.
So can I switch on
Okay.
my camera?
Yes, yes. No
Subodh sir,
issue.
you can start now.
Okay. So good morning, gentlemen. My lecture topic is water, the petroleum for next generation. So we know that how important is water for us. Without consuming water, we can't even live more than 2 days. So this seems that how important is water for us as well as for our for the animals and for the nature, because water plays a very important role in our life. We survive by not taking food for 1 month, but by not consuming water, we can't even survive for more than 2 days. We know that lots of people in all over the world, they are frequently facing the water crisis problem, and it leads to the petroleum, and it also termed as the petroleum for the for the next century, just because the water problem is increasing, the water scarcity is increasing, and because of that most peoples are dying due to the less consuming of water. I will give you one example. The Middle East countries as well as the African nations, they faces the water crisis frequently. Not only that, we have carried out a lot of technology, a lot of activities we are doing to mitigate the water crisis, but still we are not at the brink of it. We see that the rainfall is coming down, the rainfall is declining just because of the pollution that we are creating. As we are moving toward the technological development, so we are neglecting the environmental issues, the water problem issues that the farmers and the local people are facing. We use farmer from brushing till the usage in the big industries. For the irrigation purpose, we use water. For washing clothes, we use water. For washing utensils, we use water. But we can't even think that we have to sustain water. We have to develop the management of water, and we have to maintain water in our earth. I will give one example of India, that is in the Bangalore city. The water table is now declining day by day, and in near future there will be no underground water available for the Bangalore. Not only that, Israel has developed the dry farming technology, but still the water management is a big issue. If I will give the example, if I give the example of the ancient civilizations, so they have the best water management techniques. If we follow this technique, so definitely we will be flourished, or we will maintain our water. Lots of states, lots of countries are now facing this water problems. Not only that, the in USA, I'm not able to recall the river, but this river is facing the water crisis. So it is very serious concerns for us, as the increasing temperature, as the increasing pollution, the because of the pollution, the heat, the greenhouse gas is not able to let the sun rays to escape into the atmosphere, and it increases the temperature.
Last
Not only
20
that, sea
seconds.
ice is also melting, and the sea water is also increasing. So we have to definitely look into it. So according to my opinion, water is available abundant on the earth, but to maintain it and to preserve it, it is our main issue, and we have to look into it. And if we did not, so definitely water will become a petroleum for life, and the day is not far that we will face the third world war as the on the basis of water. Thank you.
Good, Subodh. If at all we disbalance the environment, the net effect will be on water, oxygen level. These two are our survival basis. Oxygen, we saw the tragedy during COVID, but water, it is for long time we are just discussing, but no remedial concrete actions are seen from us. We are not helping ourselves. Maybe future generations will face a lot of problems. We need to have discipline for water uses, and we need to have that concern how we are channelizing rivers or how we are using water. Water tables should be showing that indications. There are many cities where drinkable water is a major issue, and many parts of the world, this is entire world's issue, not only our own nation. So probably world has to come together and show a right path, should come on common agenda, because there will be future wars for water. That is the gravity of this thing. Today as such we see little quarrels at domestic level between two neighbors or two districts or two states, but this is going to be a major concern at world level. Okay, good. Dupesab ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Subodh, keep time.
Yes, sir, you can start.
Okay, so thank you. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Yesterday, when we woke up, we have seen that there was a war started between Russia and Ukraine. Russia had fired a number of missiles and rockets on Ukraine to broke them down. Yes, friends, in next 2 to 3 minutes, I would like to tell you about missile program of India. For easy understanding of topic, I'll cover it in three parts. What is the introduction of missile system in India, and thereafter which type of missiles we are having, and on which we are working. So, friends, firstly, what is the history of missile and what is the intro of that? Friends, before independence, several kingdoms in India were using rockets. Like we know about Mysore. There was a ruler that is Hyder Ali, and he used to he was using rockets in his army, and thereafter his son Tipu Sultan has also used a number of rockets, like around 50,000 rockets were there in his army, and thereafter they found that it is a very lethal weapon, as it is having a number of casualties in place of others. And whenever you are using rockets and missiles, at that time definitely you should not require to have to have your man force utilized in that particular area, because it is devastating, it is giving a very big effect. So that thereafter India found that we have to develop such type of system so that we can defend our nation. So in 1958 we have organized a special weapon development team, and thereafter we started working on that, and that team has been later on known as Defense Research and Development Laboratory. And thereafter we did a number of inventions, like we are having different type of missile system, which all systems are we are having inter-regional ballistic missile, and intercontinental ballistic missile we are also having. Recently we have tested intercontinental ballistic missile, that is Agni 5. Even we are having anti-tank guided missile, as well as we are having surface to surface missile, surface to air missile, air to surface, air to air missile. And thereafter we are having a different type of missile system, namely Prithvi, Agni, Akash, Nag, and thereafter one more is there. And thereafter on which we are working. Friends, nowadays we are working on hypersonic missile system, so that we can definitely
Last
not be
30 seconds.
no enemy will be able to detect our weapon system, as due to hypersonic it is the speed of that rocket system is very fast, so that they will not be able to detect it. So friends, at the end I want to conclude that by having good missile and rocket system, definitely we will be able to strengthen our defense system, so that if there will be any type of problem will occur, then definitely we can face any type of challenge without
Time
putting
up.
our hands forward. Before that, we will definitely have a devastating effect of missiles, and thereafter we will deploy our men. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, a very relevant topic when you go for military exams. Missiles, long range vectors is a big potent deterrent for enemy, because if you have got long range vectors, especially intercontinental or um, ranges beyond 1000 kilometers, so it will be a big potent weapon in your inventory, and that can really mean a lot when Russia is doing whatever actions. Despite the call from entire world, they are going ahead with their own programs, because they have got nuclear capability, missile, big technology, and that is how you push your way. Sitting at one place, you are firing. You have bases at very distant um, place, and you can really meet your objective. India also has got very strong missile program. We have series of missiles and all types of variants: surface to surface, surface to air, air to surface, air to air. So different variety we have. Ranges, yes, we have different categories. We have till 5000 category also, and maybe beyond that is the R&D is on and testings are always on. So it's a huge range. BrahMos is our pride now. First order also received from Philippines. So this is a good thing. Our missile program is very uh, good, and we are proud of it. And the neighbors around us are generally now afraid of our missiles. That is the biggest purpose actually from the defense perspective. Okay, who is ready now? Gurjan Saab?
Sub ready.
Okay, Dubey Saab, keep time.
Yes, sir. Gurjant sir, you may start, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Everyone wants to live happy and peaceful life. To ensure it, we should protect our nation from internal and external security threats. So, friend, Naxalism is a considered to be one of the biggest internal security threat. So, next 2 to 3 minutes, we are going to discuss about Naxalism. Naxalism is a term derives its name from village Naxalbari of West Bengal. It initially originated as a rebellion against landlord in 1967. Now it has become as a big terrorism group. So many of reason and causes behind this. First thing is massive displacement due to Forest Act 1980. In 1980, Indian government passed a Forest Act. Due to this act, many of new project was projected in this area. Due to these projects, many of people of this locality are displaced from this area. Or due to this, many of agitated the government and also make some organization which next become a group of Naxalism. Next thing is a poverty. Poverty is a main issue. They are soft target for Naxal people. So Naxals are providing them weapon, money, and other helps to raise their voice against the government and the administrative authorities. And next thing is gap in social and economic system. Uh, our government and our administrative authorities are not get success in making the bonding between the people as a socially and economic bonding and providing them the equal opportunity for economic activities and their daily livelihood. So these are issue due to this. These people are making a group as a terrorism group. And another thing is a lack of policies for this area for rehabilitations and providing them good infrastructure. So, due to this, these people get discriminate from the main land of India and also make the group against the government to ask the right of their livelihood. So we should work on this some of way forward. Uh, uh, with the
Yes,
good
sir.
governance, we can provide them the equal opportunity of good employment and infrastructure. And we should also conduct the dialogue with the organization which are related with the Naxalism. So the dispute can be resolved with the dialogue. And another thing is generate. We should generate the more employment by making infrastructures, and also we should start the rehabilitation program and providing by the incentives with the local government and central government also.
Time up.
And with the education and infrastructure, we can develop this area in good manner. Lastly, I conclude my topic with this point. Naxalism is a major internal security threat for our country. By providing them education, dialogue, government incentives, and employment, we can reduce this and resolve this dispute by this manner. Thank you.
Okay, Gurjan Saab, good. Naxalism is a very traditional topic in SSB lecture, especially, or even in group discussions. One point I would like to add, you must have been hearing now, everyone. Just remember, if you get this topic, urban Naxalism. Urban Naxalism is different now, which is sophisticated, which is technological advancement is reflected there. What is it? It is with pen, it is with social media. How the people from urban areas are promoting Naxalism. They are also Naxalists. When they do brainstorming, when they promote these things, instigate people, or raises the level of agitations right against the government policies and trigger violence. This is also urban Naxalism where intellectual people are involved. Okay, Gurjan sir. So
Thank
this
you, sir.
is very important because how dimensions of things are changing, like terrorism, how it was foreign terrorists, then they instigated the local terrorists. That is why we have two categories of terrorists: foreign terrorists, local terrorists. Local terrorists are our own people. In Naxalism, it is our own people actually. And in this topic, there is basic concepts like we call red corridor, that is between the corridor stretching from Pashupati in Nepal till Tirupati in or south Andhra Pradesh. So this corridor earlier it was at peak 2008, and that period 220 districts were affected. Today it is well under control. Very few districts are under the influence of Naxalism, but this urban Naxalism is spreading. People can be connected from anywhere with the help of technology. Okay, Tejas ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Gurjan Saab, keep time.
Okay, Tejas, you can start.
Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic for lecturate is Narendra Modi. Uh, Narendra Modi, having become the PM for the consecutive second term, we can learn many things from his life. We can learn that hard work has no limit and success is guaranteed when we are consistent with your hard work. There are many lessons which we can draw out from Narendra Modi's life. If you look at his early life, when he used to sell tea at railway station, later on when he was active member of RSS, and later on where he left everything and went to Himalayas and did his inner engineering of his life and came back as a dominant political leader. So we can learn various things like how hard work is very important in one's life for the success. Second thing, in this age also, the working hours he follows, it is the youths of this country will feel shame that how and how excellently he is managing his stuff and how dedicatedly he is working his life to serve the country. Apart from his political career, there are many lessons individually we can draw out. He is excellent speaker and having a very good oratory skills. When he starts speaking, the listeners will just keep everything aside and will focus completely their mind on his speaking. So it is that we can say he's been God gifted or he has developed over time. Also, if you see, he has always been bestowed with various visionary ideas. We have seen when he became first time the prime minister of country in 2014. We seen the scrapping of planning commission, and instead of they started Niti Ayog. And there are other revolutionary ideas we are seeing in today's India, that is Startup India, like Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance movement, Swachhata Abhiyan, and all such initiatives which are making India really progressive and standing our foot in the global, strengthening our foot in the global level. If you see Narendra Modi, apart from his political career, there are, I guess, various critics in his political life, especially when he has become prime minister for the second term. But the pressure he handles and the critics, the level of critics he handles in a way he handles, it is definitely a worth to learn. So
Last 30 seconds.
there are many lessons individual and especially the youth can draw out from his life, and I feel he has been a really gift to our country because of his political leadership in the global environment. We are seeing how firmly the world is looking at India, and how the world is admiring to us and our political and the diplomatic opinions. So in the end, I feel uh, apart from political career, the individual must be looking Narendra Modi for his role model, for his individual skills and individual success he has got. Thank you.
Time up.
Okay, Tejas, good. On such topic, we need to be little alert, a little diplomatic, and such topic do come in lecturate. Some individual personality, living or dead people's biography kind of thing. So, in the initial only, you should be smart enough to say we may or may not agree with the political alignment, political ideology, but we will discuss as a leader. So, you clarify that you probably may or may not agree on the principles of that person, but takeaways. There you were right, you were discussing about the qualities. Now, about Narendra Modi. We may not be liking him as an individual, we may be supporter of him, that should not be visible. So if you analyze this particular personality, Narendra Modi, see his rise from a small town, average education, struggle, hard work, sacrifice, given up the family. These are virtues which are standing out. Then decisive capability, surgical strikes, demonetization. I'm telling you from the leadership perspective, decisions may go wrong, but the decision taking ability is amazing. After Indira Gandhi, then there was Atal Bihari Vajpayee who took bold decision of Pokhran test. There was one more Prime Minister, P.V. Narasimha Rao, took opening of economy along with Dr. Manmohan Singh. Great decisions. And now demonetization decision may or may not be correct, but taking ability, it is not easy. Surgical strike, not easy. Had the decision gone wrong or war escalated, he would have been it would have been political suicide. These abilities, communication skill, not knowing English in the initial days, learnt it. You see the oratory skills, it was not God gifted, he worked on it. So these are the things from the personality point of view, from the nation point of view, you may highlight. Good, Tejas? Renuka ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounding low, all well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Tejas, keep time.
Yes, you can start, Renuka.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. For today, my lecture topic is global warming, a fact or a fiction. Like ever since we have heard of the concept of global warming or climate change, most of us there's always been a controversy between the people and the scientists. Most of the people who are educated enough and know the facts about it have respected the decisions of the scientists on it, but yet there are many who are not that much sure or sure on the thing of the global warming happening these days. Global warming isn't a prediction, it is happening. Yes, it is happening. A person denying to it or unaware of it is, I think, is mostly fooling himself or herself only. Do we have any another planet to live on? No, we don't have any other planet to live on. Yes, the research is going on, but still we are still left with the earth. And unfortunately, we have been with this one planet where we have to sustain the life, and hence and still the global warming is going on, which can hence abruptly have a very bad consequences once grown on a bigger scale. Global warming is a phenomenon that is occurring every minute and resulting in the gradual increase of the temperature on Earth's temperature, and hence changing the overall climate. Like brought about if we know that the greenhouse gas, as we know that the global warming due to global warming, the greenhouse gases are being increasing. The world is heating up because of humans have been burning the fossil fuels for the last 100 years, and this combustion process has been resulting into the elevation in the CO2 levels, and hence in the greenhouse effect, and hence it is turning the cause of planet's temperature to rise beyond normal levels, and the sea level is also increasing due to it as the glaciers are also melting. So yes, it is a phenomena occurring not as a fact, not just a fiction. As we all know that global warming can have very haphazard consequences on human life, as it is one of the consequences of human activities only. So the main question lies here now is how can we control the current situation and build a better world for the future generation. It starts with the little steps on individual level also. Though the UN and the developed nations has now confirmed that the global warming and climate change is a phenomena that cannot be handled on an individual level and needs to be done on a high level by cutting out the carbon emissions from the developed countries at least, so to maintain a normal climate for a stance. But still there are few individual steps that we need to take if as the individual takes as the individual steps taken in a bulk can reflect on a good in a good amount. Like if we start using the basic changes, like start using cloth bags for sustainable materials, and we energy efficient bulbs, or planting more trees, like these kind of initiatives on one person can also be better than no effort. So, if we pledge to take care of our earth and speak up about global warming and introduce to the people who don't believe or are unaware of that and consider it as a fiction, we are at least doing the responsibility on our side, and hence these responsibilities can count up to the world betterment on the world level. Thank you.
Okay, Renuka, voice was little low, but okay, we could make out. Global warming, it is a fact and no fiction. So, are we really doing justice to this realization? Probably no. All types of pollution, all types of environmental hazard, deforestation, we need to really swing into action and take remedial measures. Otherwise, we are making this beautiful world as a hell, and it will not be livable. This human civilization and other animals will face problems in coming future. That is the concern. And not only environmental activists, everyone has to rise to the occasion, because it is collective efforts which will be required. As Renuka was highlighting, it cannot be done at individual level. Society, organizations, nation and world, everyone should come together and work towards it to make this ecosystem as a balanced one. The way we received it few hundred years back, it was okay. Slowly it is degrading. We need to reshape it. We need to bring back to its original position, because our advancement should not be curse for the nature. We are producing many advanced technologies and concrete world and facilitating our speed of life and comfort and entertainment should not be a problem for the mother nature. Okay, who is ready? Dhiraj?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Renuka, keep time.
Yes, sir. You may start.
Good morning, gentlemen. Today's my topic is FATF. FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. In this topic, we will discuss what is FATF, what are the functions of FATF, and how this organization work to counter terrorism in the world. FATF is an intergovernment organization which was formed in 1989 on the initiative of G7 countries to develop the policies to combat money laundering. Initially, FATF formed to money laundering in the world, but in 2001, its mandate was expanded to include terrorism financing. Since 2001, FATF has maintained the FATF blacklist and FATF grey list. In April 2012, it added efforts to counter financing of a proliferation of weapon of mass destruction. The headquarters of FATF is located in Paris. FATF currently comprises 37 member and two regional organizations. It also has observer and associate member. India is one of the full member of FATF. Recently, FATF told that Pakistan will continue to stay in grey list. FATF placed Pakistan in grey list in June 2018 as it failed to money laundering and leading to terror financing and providing a safe haven to UN designated terrorists. Since then, Pakistan has been struggling to come out of the FATF. Now we'll discuss what is a blacklist and a grey list. Those countries and territories are considered as non-cooperative are put in the blacklist of FATF. And what is the gray list? Countries that are considered safe haven for supporting terror funding and money laundering are put in the FATF gray list. This warning for any country to added in gray list if it does not counter and control terror funding and money laundering, they will automatically shifted into the blacklist. If the country in a grey list may face economic sanction from IMF, World Bank, and Asian Development Bank, the, coun-
30 seconds
the,
left.
cou- the country might face international boycott also. Along with Pakistan, Turkey, Jordan, and Mali are recently added in the grey list. There are now 23rd countries in the grey list. At the conclusion, FATF plays a vital role in the world to control the terror funding and money laundering in the
Time.
world. Thank you.
Okay, very relevant and very important um, topic FATF, seeing the today's scenario, because anything related to terrorism or some kind of illicit activities requires black money, money laundering, and this money should be stopped because then only it will be curtailed. But it is really not helping the world. We are not really working on it. It is more on paper, less in action. Cooperation at international level should be in letter and spirit, though there is a positive effect. But then this money laundering or hawala, it should not be tolerated. If we are talking about cooperation at international level, one country's economic offender, whether it is directly linked to terrorism or not, but I personally feel if there is any amount of black money, it has the last trail leading to terrorism. That is how this nexus operate. You do any illegal, illicit money laundering or these kind of work where black money is generated, it has to have deep connection, may not be at surface level. Suppose a person may not be knowing that he is involved into it, but there is a chain. So a person get caught for hawala, he may be doing for temporary gains. He may be involved in that trade, whatever banned trade or whatever um, actions he is doing. So that realization has to come, and there should not be any tolerance. Today, a lot of people taking shelter in other countries, especially surprisingly in UK. Economic offenders taking shelter in UK is one can't digest. Vijay Mallya is there. Some African countries are giving shelters. People need to come together. Then only world will be at peace because the logistic support, especially money, is the greatest concern, and there should not be any tolerance. But that is how the game is. Many powerful nations are also involved in troubling the other economies, and that cannot be removed unless and until you are clean. Okay, who is there? Sanjivani? Abhaya is also there. No one is responding. I think we are finished. Okay. Anyone? Any doubt? We are finishing today early.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes. Subodh.
Sir, the news is spreading that the boy was killed in Shivamogga, Karnataka. I think his name was Harsha, and he was killed by some miscreants by posting some of unrelated post on on Facebook regarding hijab. So, sir, this is creating a lot of disharmony amongst means between the communities, especially Hindus and Muslims, and lots of youths are getting indulged into it because when I open my social media account yesterday and I also see status on my friends WhatsApp, so they are simply claiming justice and the Hindu Rashtra. So, sir, can you please explain regarding that because it is creating a lot of dissentiments and Means a lot of different kind of feelings other community for the other communities.
Okay, this is to be understood in a very, very large perspective. When 2014, India had a major economical sanctions against a person. Okay, Sanjivani is ready. Let me take 2 minutes. When 2014 there was a major shift of government in India, probably Western world wanted a regime shift here. A political change of ideology was suiting some narrative to stand against China. China was growing at rapid rate. So then, on one hand, helping a powerful government here, but slowly creating disturbances. I'm talking about US specifically. So when we are getting closer to US in this international scenario, nobody is permanent friend or foe. Domestic, we have got so much diversity, it is easy to create unrest. We should be coming together and understand the international game. India has got all the ingredients to become superpower, and it will be problem for others. You saw when the abrogation of Article 370 happened, we were on the verge of claiming POK. Today, what is exactly Russia is doing? Claiming Ukraine. Some years back, they took Crimea. China is on the verge of claiming Taiwan. Already Hong Kong is taken. You see why India should be blocked from claiming POK, because we are a potent force in future. Today we have our own internal issues. Somehow we could control the Naxalism. Now this is a new problem. There are so many undercurrents, and you just give air to it, or flames are there, you just trigger and utilize the domestic issues for creating divide. Of course, there must be agencies who are understanding it and people will work towards it, but this is not really local problem. This is being fueled from very high level, international levels. There are deep connections, and that is why when ISIS was happening, people were recruiting from here. Money was flowing. So there will always be some bad elements in the 130 crore plus people. We all should be focusing on greater future. See, one or two individuals' name coming in bad news, we focus too much. We need to control. Of course, we cannot ignore it, because this small trigger can lead to devastating effect. Because today's world is too connected and it is dangerous. So when I talked some days back about Muslim Brotherhood, there was a social agenda, a propaganda which was launched by Turkey, Qatar and Pakistan nexus, and to some extent it is creating problems. And this is not only for India, it is at world level, especially targeting Saudi. There is some unrest, and this is, see, last couple of years how the issues are cropping up, unnecessary issues. Maybe our communal harmony is disturbed, and that is how our growth will be affected. We as a nation should stand together. Anybody born here definitely has got to do with loyalty and integrity. There is no question on that. And if someone is compromising on it, no excuse. Why people should be happy here? There are very few countries where this is tolerated. You put any kind of message, you give any kind of speech, you do any kind of nonsense, you are still not punished here. You do same thing in any other country, you will be hanged. So time will come, things will improve, but we need to show that restraint. We should block that chain. If some message comes which is anti-national to us, should not be forwarding. In fact, we should be retaliating with justifications. That how a lot of fake messages keep getting circulated. We, at least as a citizen, sincere citizen, loyal citizen, patriotic citizen, can help in building positive environment, at least in our families, in our friend circles. Okay, Subodh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sanjeevani.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. I think Dhiraj was there. Who was the last one? Dhiraj.
Yes, sir.
Okay, keep time.
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Good morning to all. Today my lecture topic is smartphone. Smartphones are the friendly gadget which have made everything reachable through the touch. Smartphone is the first thing we look at at the morning, and it is the last thing we see before go the bed. According to the IRICA, Associated Editor of the UK has declared itself a smartphone addicted country to a UK telecommunication regulator regarded. Then 37% of the adults and 60% of the teens admit they are addicted to their smartphone. 51% of the adults and 34% of the 34% say they have used their smartphone with socializing with other. Then advantage of smartphone. Keep your love one in either thoughts, call, text, or images which express the feelings. You may know where you are and find easy why and routes to go anywhere, especially in unknown place. You can make the word listen to your voice in the touch. You can spend your time usually reading the newspaper or doing some official work. But a disadvantage of smartphone is first is the radiation will be high because of the heavy internet use, and mind lead to be health problems such as brain tumor and skin cancer. The HEV light emitted from the screen of the smartphone lead to be a save eye strain during the long time use and would slowly damage the retina. Then spending most of the time on your phone create neck problem and sleep depressions. So lastly, I want to conclude that smartphone is a most essential part of our daily life. Today it can be your daily routine, newspaper, TV, camera, almost everything. But those are good things. But biggest disadvantage of
Thank
having
you,
the
Shweta.
smartphone is that you forget your own life. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sanjeevani. We used our brain, smart brains, to create this device, but we should not fall prey to it or get slaved into this uses. We should have wisdom and smartness to utilize the application of it, better uses, and entire day should not be spent on it. We should have compartments in our day schedule where we are utilizing it for our own purpose. Someone may be doing for research, someone for study, someone for political things, someone for socialization, whatever. We should have our own agendas clear before utilizing it. Like a vehicle is used for transport, we know we don't keep sitting on that entire day, something like that. Okay, who is next? Amruta.
Yes, sir. Am I
Ready?
audible, sir?
Yes. Sanjeevani, keep time.
Yes, sir. Amruta, you can start.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today's my lecture topic is money laundering. The term money laundering originated from the mafia group in the United States of America. Mafia group have made huge amount of extortion, gambling, etc., and many more. And this money is shown as legal money. In India, money laundering is popularly known as Hawala transaction,
meaning of money laundering refers to converting illegal earned money into legitimate money. So, money laundering is a way to hide the illegal acquired money. In the method of money laundering, money is invested in a such a way that even the investigating agencies can't trace the main source of wealth. The person who manipulates this money is called as a launderer. So the black money is invested into capital markets or other ventures, returns back to the real money holder as a legitimate money, means a legal money. What steps involved in the process of launderings are placement, layering, integration. What is placement? The first step in this process is the investment of black money in the market. The launderer deposit illegal money through different agents and banks in the form of cash by having a formal or informal agreements. And layering, this process is launderers in this process the launderer hides his real income by making foul play. The launderer deposit fund to investigate instruments such as bonds, stocks, and travelers checks or in their bank account in abroad. This amount is often open in banks of those countries which do not reveal the details of their account holder, means which bank. Example, switch bank is the example. So in this process the ownership and source of money is what is discussed. Integration, the final stage at which the laundered property is reintroduced in the legitimate economy or returning the money back into the financial world as a legal money. Example of money laundering, we can take it as there can be several ways to do money laundering, but the most popular is establishing of the fake companies, which is also known as shell companies. Shell
Last
company
20
act
seconds.
Shell company act like a real company, but in reality, this company does not exist in the real world. No production takes place in these companies. Actually, these shell companies exist on paper, not in the real world. But the launderer shows large transaction in this shell company balance sheet. He makes loan in the name of these companies, gets tax exemption from government, does not file income tax returns, and through all these fake activities he accumulates a lot of black money. If investigation agencies or regulatory bodies want to
Time
check
up.
financial records, false documents are shown to confuse them. uh, this was the introduction to money laundering. uh, Thank you so much for listening to me.
Okay, when we talk about nations development, when we talk about positive things, here it is a very concerned and serious aspect, money laundering. And we every day find one more news affecting our concern for nation's development. People do money laundering, reasons are different: selfishness and the greed for money. Earlier, it used to be only concerned with drug trafficking or some kind of trade related things. Today, it is getting expanded for many sectors. People hiding their real accounts or real names, identity, or the trades which are happening on ground, not put on paper, anonymous transactions. These all are coming under the purview of money laundering. Why should it happen actually? Because it really creates parallel economy, a black money, which is always a problem area for a nation's economy. And that is why we had to resort to probably demonetization, where it was not sure how much money is in circulation or cash is in circulation. This is a problem area, especially for bigger nations like us. If the number of people involved in this kind of money laundering increases, it can really disturb the entire economy, and nation cannot progress with such kind of things. Today there are so many culprits who are now running away from nation. That is, maybe things are becoming transparent and technology will catch hold of these things and can neutralize these kind of serious things, because ultimately it leads to terrorism. Black money ultimately leads to the wrong hands, and people are generally anti national. May not be directly, but indirectly these trails reach there, and it's a serious concern. Laws are becoming strong because a thief is always two step ahead. The law agencies has to really look out for provisions, improvements, and that is how we are having now new departments who are active. ED is same, enforcement directorate. There are economic offences wing in the police departments. Earlier it used to be a small issue. Today economic offences wing is in uh, totally busy. So many offences. Okay, who is next? Abhaya?
Yes, sir, but I'm not prepared, sir, actually.
Okay, no issue. Anyone left?
Sir, can I?
Okay,
Omkar.
Omkar. Omkar. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, last speaker, Omkar. Amruta, keep time.
Yes, sir. Kasa, you can start. Your time is started.
Okay. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Today we are seeing the exchange of trading and trade markets, goods, and the several food products and the grains are done by the relation, a good relation between the countries. Yes, friends. Today's my lecture topic is India's foreign relation. India's foreign relations generally depend on nuclear energy, climate change, multilateral cooperation, and the different country having the good relation. South Asia, Pacific, Southeast, and East Asia, Central and West Asia. Also with Africa, Americans, Europea, India, and United Nations. Also the security councils of of each country and General Assembly. The the external relation make the whole whole economy good. We have the transaction of the petroleum products and the oil products, the exchange by the selling or purchasing the different kinds of things we have help to increase our GDP and help to survive a good life by the people of each country. The Indian foreign policy is the fast and enabling instrument for securing a peaceful environment for the transformation of its society and economy. How the world grow and develop, it is a vital important of India, since it has to navigate the soul that may process its path and find the appropriate channel for safe and rapid and the improvement of the country. The Association of Southeast Asian Nation is the emerge a strong and successful force of 10 countries. It have co-prosperity region of Asia. It various of short has taken clear all around and multi-facilitated development of the region. The complex problem and the privacy related problem also solved by the combination of this all all the countries having in the form. The South Asia is nearer home in our immediate neighbor. South Asia, India has been driven by the vision of encouraging religion integration to bringing about peace and prosperity for more than 1.5 billion people of the region. As a part of vision, India has implemented a policy of asymmetric engagement in providing the greater market access to our neighbor, also enabling integrity a mutual beneficial manner. Also the East Asia, the interaction between the India and China, the two most populous and the two largest developing country, attract attention beyond their borders. Relation between them and their new equilibrium holds an important key to emerging economy and strategic landscape of Asia and to certain extent the world. India relations with its northern neighbor are on standalone, basic and are not determined by the extremist factor or relation with any other country. The relation between the countries is also make the possible outcome of any problem, there have a solution. Our our external affair minister S. Jaishankar is play a vital role in that. He is handling the all the relation between India, India's external with China, Japan, South Korea, Indonesia. That's all the member of G20 have increased their ability to influence economic outcome. There is a BRICS process in which both are active players have also gained group in recent years in welcome development. Similarity, the two also interact on the RIC, Russia, India and China platform, which provide an additional forum assuring each of the goodwill and provide the opportunity for demonstrating a similar outlook to international development. The development is make it uh, happen with the help of these relations, building with the nations. The China remains India's largest trading partner in 2012 with a total trade turnover of $66 billion. There is, however, the factor of trade imbalance. China is also getting the problem, and hopefully, there is a way to get the solution on that. Similarly, there is a hope sign of China offering to cooperate on the questions to use the Brahmaputra water, a vital matter particularly for India, the lower rapineers. There are ready momentum of understanding. Okay, thank you. Today's is over. Thank you, sir.
Omkar took a lot of time management. Okay, probably you did not hear, did not see the message also. Okay, India's foreign policies. Today you see during the Ukraine crisis, our Prime Minister has spoken to the Russian Premier, and the status of today's India's foreign policy is quite respectable. Ukraine envoy here in New Delhi had urged the Prime Minister to speak because he had the belief that Putin will listen to India's Prime Minister. This speaks high volume about credibility of India in the world today. Maybe there are some political issues, maybe some diplomatic concerns, but there is a truth that we have reasonable status in the world today. It was quite visible when we did surgical strikes and nobody really opposed. This is not a normal thing. No country had objected except Pakistan because that was at receiving end. So that is how India's foreign policy of late is improving. It is always a dynamic thing. Some decisions may go wrong, and it is important that we establish our credibility if we have to prove our future is bright, because international relations really matter. Yesterday, when things were getting hot and the Pakistan Prime Minister was in Russia on a 2-day visit, he had to curtail it. But in 20 years, he was the first Prime Minister to visit Russia. These are important developments. Pakistan is trying to get closer to Russia, though it is not easy. But you see how things are changing. We were not very close to US. We are got now very close, but we are keeping balance. We don't want to really get away from Russia also. So this international scenario is very interesting. You as a student must keep watching, seeing news, but credible news are important. Political bias you have to decipher. Okay, we will end here. Have a good day. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind, sir.